Today I'm going to show you how to get a dual monitor working in PuppyLinux. Let me just go ahead and reboot first, and I'll just show you. So I'm running a small mini PC that's mounted behind the primary monitor here, and I realized that this is the boot menu. So I'm just gonna, I know you can't see the lettering, I'll just pick CE4, F96-CE4 here. So we'll just go ahead and log into it. And so I had been using a single monitor with a tiling window manager core tile because I needed more space, effective use of screen space, and I realized I had a old monitor that I wasn't using, so I got a bright idea of adding the dual monitor in PuppyLinux. This is connected HDMI through a Lenovo Mini PC M93 Tiny, which is mounted behind the primary monitor, and this is recently added through a VGA connection only, but it still seems to work. So I just booted it, and then you can see that the normally you can on a first boot, the bottom, the partition does not show up in a for some reason. So I had to put it on the side to get it working, and everything else is pretty much what I had been using as a single monitor system, except obviously that what I'm going to mention. But so when you boot into CE4, I had to make sure that it is this partition is on the side, so it will show. And then pretty much everything else is JWM tray here, and everything else is roughly about the same. I have my own extensive scripts that's working. So let me just show you. So first thing I generally do, I'm gonna start my startup script, which what it does is it actually puts a my browser Firefox in workspace number 1. Now take a look at the workspace. I realize that you can't see it as well, but you can see that this is full screen, and it's only occupying the right side of the workspace 1, because the left side here is actually just black port here, so part here. So see what happens when I manually move the browser. So I'm just gonna use my keyboard, and I'm just gonna move it to the left, and you can see what it does. And then I'm just gonna move it back, and then click, and then I'm just gonna maximize it over here. So, and likewise, if I just drag the mouse, you can see, you should be able to see. The resolution is different in the, so this is why it looks a little larger here than what it, so there's a slight change. This resolution is 920 by 1080. This is 1600 over 1200, I believe, on the extra monitor. So now that's the workspace number 1. Now I'm just gonna go to the next workspace that's occupied. So this is, I have my extensive keyboard shortcut, so just go to the right, and you can see that only the left side of the screen here, workspace 2 on the right side, which is just dark, as nothing is here. So if I start a terminal, xterm here, it actually starts from the left, but I'm just going to move it. to the right so you can see. So that's how that works. And let me just show you when I start my script, what else happens is that there's yet another, in this case, there is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th workspace. There is Genie that's open just open. So similarly, I can just quickly start my deadbeef, and then it's gonna start over here on the 1, 2, 3, 4 now workspace, and then I can just go ahead and play, and then I can again I can start another. I can just go back to the Firefox with just a super W, and I'm back in Firefox. Now the scripts that goes to different workspaces, it has to do with wmctrl function that I have put in a script. So it also does not allow for another Firefox, for example, to start on. If I go to workspace 3, now I'm on workspace 3 here, and if I try to start Firefox with a super W key, it just goes back to the single one that's open. So that's how system works. Originally, what I wanted to do was have the primary as a workspace 1, and this secondary supplement secondary monitor as workspace number 2, and so on. But that seems to be more very difficult in PuppyLinux, as long as you're working with JWM. So I know it can be done in BSPWM tiling manager, but I have moved on from BSPWM because I now have a dual monitor and so on. So now this isn't really a video teaching you how to set this up, but I'll just give you an idea of overall how you need to work and create a script file. So for example, you have to make sure that xrandr, xrandr, and arandr program, arandr, is already installed. So that, and then first thing you need to know is what kind of connections you have, and you do that with the xrandr. And then simply just, let me just go ahead and, I realize this is going to be too small for you to read and see. So xrandr will give you an idea. In my case, it's VGA1 is what this monitor is connected to the PC. And the other is HDMI1, which is this monitor here. That's connected with the resolution of 1920 by 1080 at 60 Hertz. So these are, and then VGA, this one is connected to 1600 by 900 resolution at 60 Hertz. So you need this basic information, but to get it really set up correctly, as quickly as possible, is you really have to use arandr. So this is my Rofi, so arandr, arandr, and then this are installed on my machine. So then you can go ahead and let me just bring it at the middle a little bit. So this will give you a glimpse as to big bar indicates what is the primary. So primary is here, this here, HDMI. This is a VGA. So, and then you can right click on these, and right now it's not primary and VGA, so we'll go to the HDMI, and you can see it's clicked. So, and then you can also control the resolution and so on. So to get this set up, a code, then what you need to do is go ahead and make sure that it's checked and then save. So you can save it, for example, here, root.screenout folder. So I can just go ahead and name this. I'll just go ahead and name autoxrandr.sh. So you need to put it in shell script, so we can go ahead and save it. And then we'll close it, and then we'll go ahead and open the rocks filer, and there is a dot screen layout here and xrandr. Let's just take a look. This is how I did it. So we'll just go ahead and look at it into the, put it into Genie here. So you can see the Genie here. You can see that this is the output, and this is how I created my custom autoxrandr.sh and put it in the path root my applications bin folder. And this is, you simply put all that in, and then I'll just read it for you. It's xrandr -- output VGA1, which is my extra. This is running at dot mode 1600 by 900 position is 0 x0 and dash rotate normal and so on. So it also specifies the other HDMI2, for example, is off, and similarly HDMI3 is off. So basically what you need to do is just put that in path and make it executable, and then what you really need to do in PuppyLinux is put it on xinitrc, which is on a root. So here I put it on right here, right before the JWM execution. So dual monitor setup, which is going to be ignored, is just a comment. And so what I learned to do is bash space autoxrandr.sh, and then reboot, and then you should have dual monitor set up on a next boot. I hope that's helpful. Thanks.